Gavin Yu here from UltimateReloader.com. In this video, I am officially kicking off some of the most anticipated content, some of the most requested content for 2019. That is a complete series featuring Uintah Precision bolt-action uppers for the AR-15 platform. Got the upper 15 right here, and the AR-10 platform. This is the upper 10. What are these bolt-action upper platforms all about? Well, there's two scenarios that these products address. One is you're in a state where there are compliance issues for AR-15s or AR-10s, and you want to build an AR, but you want it to be compliant. Let's say you're in California, for instance. With a Uintah Precision bolt-action upper, you can do that. The second scenario is you're a fan of the AR platform. You've already invested in the AR platform. We're talking about buttstocks, grips, magazine systems, triggers, handguards. But you're looking for more long-range precision and you want a bolt-action option. The upper 10 or the upper 15 is a great solution there because you just buy the upper. The upper comes with the bolt, everything you need to do a changeover to bolt action, and you can still quickly change between semi-auto AR uppers and these bolt action uppers. So in this video, I'm going to focus on the upper 10. We're going to look at what comes in the box. We're going to look at what it takes to switch a DPMS LR308B and 308 Winchester over to a 6.5 Creedmoor 26-inch barrel configuration with this Uintah Precision upper 10. We're going to do some shooting and we're going to learn about all of the features and specifications. So let's take a look at what's in the box. So this is the box, and inside you'll find everything you need to convert your rifle to bolt action. So we've got the upper, of course, and then there's an accessories box, list of compatible triggers and other information. That's what's in the box. And in the smaller box, we have the bolt. So we've got a protective cover on the barrel, and then we've got the bolt, which we can insert from the back. Okay, that is what's included with the kit. Next, let's take a look at converting our LR308B and 308 Winchester to this bolt-action 6.5 Creedmoor Uintah Precision upper 10 upper. So I'm going to start with this DPMS LR308B. This is going to be a familiar rifle to viewers of the channel. This is a great, very accurate 308 Winchester AR-10 style rifle. I'm going to drop the magazine, make sure that we're clear, drop the bolt, and then we can use the pivot pin and takedown pin to remove the upper. Okay, we're going to set that aside. Now I'll note I've left the buffer and the buffer spring in. You can do that, it's not optimal. Let me demonstrate how that works. We're going to insert the bolt into the back of the upper 10, and then we can just pop our pins and we're ready to roll. And I noted that, okay, so we can drop the hammer. You see, we've got this extra little bit of action here to bring the bolts to the rearmost position. And we can fix that by just removing the buffer and buffer spring. Let's go over that real quick. Okay, so I'm going to grab a screwdriver. And then we just depress the pin, take out the buffer and spring. We're going to set that aside. Okay, and when we reassemble the upper to the lower, now we can just stay in the rearmost position. This magazine follower has holdback feature, so we're going to have to drop the mag slightly if we want to push the bolt forward on an empty magazine. That's all there is to it. It's very quick to switch over. If you're going to be shooting your semi-auto AR-10 and then putting on the upper, you can just leave the buffer and spring in place like I showed, but it's going to work a little bit more smoothly if you just take the extra 10 seconds to remove the buffer and the buffer spring. So let me get a scope and a bipod mount on the rifle, and we'll do a quick walkthrough of the features. And this is how I've got the rifle set up for the shooting I've been doing. Let me walk you through my setup here. First thing I added was an M-LOK swivel stud adapter for this Harris SBR. This is a 6 to 9 notched leg. It's got the built-in tilt feature with adjustable friction. Great setup. On the other side, I've got the DPMS LR308B lower with the factory magazines. These work great with this combination. But I've also got the Magpul MOE rifle fixed buttstock. I like this buttstock because it's got a good length of pull for me. It's affordable, and it's got the sloped feature here on the bottom side of the buttstock so that I can adjust for elevation when I'm shooting with a rear bag. I've got Vortex Precision 30mm CNC machined scope rings, and I've got a Bushnell Elite Tactical 4.5 to 30 power scope. This is a great setup. Next, I want to walk you through all of the features and specifications for this AR-10 upper assembly. Let's start with the upper receiver. This upper receiver is CNC machined from a solid billet of 7075 T6 aluminum and has a Type 3 hard coat anodized finish. There's also a 20 MOA built-in inclination on the top rail, and that means that you're going to get maximum elevation capability from your scope. The bolt body is CNC machined from a solid billet of 4140 chromoly. It's heat treated, has got a black oxide finish, and it's fitted with a tactical bolt knob. The AR-10 also features a 15-inch free-floated M-LOK handguard. This has got M-LOK slots along both sides and along the bottom, and it's got a full rail along the top. The standard barrel for the AR-10 is machined from a Schillen blank. It's got 4140 chromoly construction. It's got a Duracoat finish. This is a 26-inch barrel with 1 1/8 twist, and it features standard 5/8 by 24 threading on the muzzle, and it comes with this really nice thread protector. So that's a basic walkthrough of the features for the AR-10. A couple other notes before we move on. First, Uintah Precision has a 3-shot sub-MOA guarantee for all of the uppers that they sell. And that's assuming that you're using match ammunition. Now, when I get to talking about my shooting in my groups, you'll see I did much better than that. Second, there's a 30-day unconditional guarantee. If you've gotten this upper, if you've shot it, if you haven't, doesn't matter, for any reason within 30 days of ownership, you can get a full refund from Uintah Precision. American company, they stand behind their products 100%. And then there's a couple compatibility notes. First, the AR-10 is advertised to work with the DPMS AR-10 style lowers. I'll have some additional details and specifics in the full article if you click on that link in the video description. Second, because of the way the bolt works on these upper rifles and the way that it interfaces with the AR trigger systems, not all triggers are compatible. I used the Velocity trigger system, their 3-pound trigger, and then this is an Elfman Tactical 2 3/4 pound match trigger. It actually breaks at about 1.9 pounds. Super combination for this overall rifle package. But you're going to want to, again, check my article. I'll have a link to the full list of approved triggers for the AR-15 and the AR-10. Okay, so having talked about all that, let's move on to shooting. So shooting the AR-10, and the AR-15 for that matter, can best be described as a hybrid experience. It's a bit like shooting an AR-10 or an AR-15, depending on which one you're shooting, and it's a bit like shooting a bolt-action rifle, but it's not either experience exactly. It's really a mix of the two. The ergonomics are going to remind you of an AR. The overall handling of the rifle is going to remind you of an AR, but of course you've got the bolt to manipulate, and the manipulation of the bolt is a little bit different. You'll notice here when you push forward, it doesn't go down. You have to push it a little bit further forward and then it'll go down. The answer is a little bit of velocity. And once I got used to doing that, it becomes totally natural. And in fact, I would feel totally comfortable shooting a PRS match with this rifle. Another difference is going to be, this is going to be more accurate than an AR. There's more variables than a traditional bolt-action rifle. You've got to have more shooting discipline. You might even want to research some resources for shooting an AR accurately, because some of that is going to translate directly to shooting this particular rifle. Let me share with you a string of 5 shots that I shot with some hunting ammunition. So as you can see, in that particular string of 5 shots, I was able to put all 5 shots into 0.68 inches, which is less than 3/4 MOA, and that was 5 shots, not 3. So I totally destroyed the 1 MOA guarantee and got well under that. But it gets better. I was shooting pretty much the same ammunition, 143 grain ELDX bullets. This is my actual hunting load that I've hunted with for years. And I put 5 shots into 0.323 inches. Now, when I shot those shots, I actually had spiked bipod feet. I was shooting prone on a mat and was really concentrating on AR shooting dynamics, the way that I handle an AR rifle. And you can see with some discipline and with some practice, the results that you can get are on par with a bolt action rifle. It's just a little bit different of a shooting experience. And what I found with velocities was I did a little bit of experimentation with the Hornady 135 grain A-tip bullets in a load workup. And because you've got a 26-inch barrel here, I actually got almost 100 feet per second more velocity out of this rifle recorded on a magnetospeed chronograph at the firing line right off the muzzle than Hornady's load data from their online download suggested I would get for the same charge weight. So in terms of velocity performance, this rifle does really, really well. I'm planning on hunting with this rifle. I'm planning on doing a bunch of fun shooting at 1,000 yards and at 600 yards. And overall, I think this is an absolutely amazing package. You can do a lot with it with the components that you have on hand for the AR platform, or if you have an AR-10 or AR-15 rifle, depending on which cartridge you want to shoot. Now, I also have the 6.5 Grendel upper 15, which I'll be featuring as well. So make sure that you're subscribed with notifications, and if you have something specific that you'd like to see, a specific scenario, a specific component or specific bullet that you'd like to see for 6.5 Creedmoor or for 6.5 Grendel, I would love to hear about it. If you would drop a comment, that would be awesome. Now also don't forget, I've got the full article. That's the first link in the video description, and you're going to want to check out all of the additional information that I have in that article that can go into a little bit more detail. So, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hang around for the rest of the Uintah Precision action that I'm going to have. I even have some builds planned. That could be really fun as well. So, until next time, happy shooting and happy reloading.